How's it going, everyone? Want to take you guys through some brief Ghosts of Yotei updates that have dropped via the official PlayStation website. Very brief updates. I also want to go over some of my thoughts on the game and when this game could release, but this is going to be the big PlayStation first-party release this year. After 2024 had none of those games, Astrobot ended up coming out and turned out great, but that's not that typical single-player, big-budget PlayStation title that you think of. Ghosts of Yotei absolutely fits that criteria, so incredibly happy that Sucker Punch was not shifted to do a live service game. I get that some people are skeptical of the game, especially with Jin getting dropped as the main character, which... Look, Sucker Punch has earned my goodwill. It is a wait and see for me to see how this game plays out. I feel like Jin had a lot of story to tell, and I vehemently disagree with the people that said, oh, that Jin's story was done after Ghost of Tsushima. No, I would argue that Jin's story was just beginning in Ghost of Tsushima, but nonetheless, that's an argument for a different time. Ghost of Yotei still looks fantastic, and it's a game that, if you have a PS5 Pro, I think it's going to be a game that really showcases that platform. The game notes, at the northern edge of Japan, a new warrior rises. In 1603, Atsu sets out on a journey in the land surrounding Mount Yotei, an area filled with sprawling grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. The legend continues. 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima, a new warrior, Atsu, rises from the ashes of her homestead. So unless they have granted Jin immortality, which I hope Ghost of Tsushima doesn't go that route, Yotei will not feature Jin whatsoever in terms of its current story. The story that they're telling around Atsu, it's not like Jin is going to be involved. Now, I could still see Jin being present in the game. How would that be implemented? Well, maybe in the form of flashbacks. Maybe, let's just say you go to an area and then it takes you back to Jin doing something maybe in the same area, or I don't know, scrolls that you find throughout the game that tell a story of somebody and, oh, that story is of Jin. They could do a billion different things to weave in Jin's story. I highly doubt that the entire narrative of Ghost of Tsushima is going to be completely forgotten, but as far as Jin being a present-day character in Ghost of Yotei, I don't think that's gonna happen. Filled with fury and determination, Atsu will hunt down those responsible for the death of her family and exact her revenge. I feel like that is the story background of all of these games that are set in this era. Somebody close to you dies, you're out for revenge. It's a pretty typical story outline. Every odd job and bounty will provide the coin she needs for her journey, but now she fights, survives, and evolves. The legend of the ghost will be up to you. People come north to disappear. Ghost of Yotei takes place in the land surrounding Mount Yotei, a towering peak at the edge of Japan's snowy northern regions. In 1603, this area was outside the rule of Japan, a wild frontier filled with sprawling grasslands, icy tundras, and unexpected dangers as well. Immerse yourself into the legend, featuring massive sightlines that let you look far across the environment, skies of twinkling stars and auroras, and vegetation that sways believably in the wind. Ghost of Yotei has been built from the ground up for PlayStation 5 consoles with enhanced performance and visuals on PlayStation 5 Pro. Again, when I saw this game, I was like, oh, this is a pretty good-looking game. And given how First Party has already done an incredible job of optimizing certain games for the PS5 Pro, I think Ghost of Yotei is going to be exactly that. Alongside its stunning new setting, Ghost of Yotei also features new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and even new weapons for Atsu to master, including the Odachi, Kusarigama, and the dual katanas as well. And obviously, all of this is built by one of the industry's best in Sucker Punch Productions, and Sucker Punch has not obliterated my goodwill. Sucker Punch is actually one of my favorite studios from all of the games that they've put out, from Infamous 1 into Infamous 2, First Light, Second Son, Ghost of Tsushima as well, I think is one of the standout games. However, I do think there was a lot of story to tell with Jin, and I just think Ghost of Tsushima ended in a way that there were so many directions you could go immediately following up on that, and where Jin's story would go. And I will say this, listen, I am all for female protagonists in gaming. I actually love Aloy as a character. I think she's become a great mascot for Sony as well. I know a lot of people crap on her, but I feel like Sony is going the direction of so many of their games are going the direction of having a female protagonist, and it to me, sometimes it feels like, let's just throw in a female protagonist for the sake of having a female protagonist. Look, Last of Us, Joel's not there. Ellie's the main character now. Intergalactic, you've got Jordan as the main character in that as well. You've got Aloy in Horizon, you've got Atsu now in Ghost of Yotei, where I would argue that Jin's story still had so much to tell. In the case of Last of Us and Ghost, those are the ones where I feel a little bit annoyed by it on the basis that I feel like Jin's story is not finished and I feel like Joel got done dirty in Last of Us Part 2. But, you know, as far as Jordan, she's a brand new character, whatever, for her. Hopefully Intergalactic turns out well. And Aloy is obviously a great mascot for Sony. And then you do have, like, Kratos and Spider-Man on the male side, and you've got Sorrows coming out as well, but I just feel like Jin's story being dumped for a new protagonist, and to me, I'm sure that the game is going to be great, but I don't know. It's just, I have to see how it's gonna be executed. I hope it's done well, and I've seen ideas thrown around of, oh, they could circle back and they could do a game centering around Jin sometime down the line. Yeah, they could, but game development cycles are so long that what are we gonna do? Are we gonna get this game out in 2025 and then 2030? Oh, 10 years after the release of Tsushima, we're going back and we're revisiting Jin? I don't know. I get that a lot of people were down on Jin as a character. I loved Jin as a character, and maybe I just have wild tastes because I like Aloy as a character as well, but I love Jin as a character. I saw so many people saying he was generic, there was no depth to him. I almost feel like that was the idea of the game. The game in Ghost of Tsushima was his descent into madness and becoming the Ghost. I want to see a full-fledged game as him as the Ghost and him kind of utilizing his newfound principles in life, which I never feel like we got an entire game of Jin established. And it would be one thing if Jin got shifted away as the main character, but now he's shifted away from the present story entirely. That's what I think. It just has me a little bit concerned. Ultimately, it's Sucker Punch. The game looks incredible. It's just, I like Jin a lot more than most people as a character, and I'm sure they'll do a good job with Atsu. I'm sure they'll create a compelling character. Sucker Punch does a pretty good job of creating well-done characters. And talking about, you know, female protagonists, yeah, we got a lot of great Ellie's great. Aloy's great. Y'all did my girl Kat dirty from Gravity Rush. You want to have a prominent female protagonist? Let's bring Kat back and let's actually build around her, because I think in 2025, I think Gravity Rush could do so well, but I gotta, you know, shoehorn in my Gravity Rush push every video. But yeah, it's not about as much as the male or female protagonist thing. It just feels like, to me, this is the second game where I feel like the male protagonist may have potentially been done dirty to get a female protagonist and to shift to a female protagonist. But who knows? Again, they could tackle Jin's story, they could do a bunch of things, flashbacks, scrolls out there, I don't know. They could do a lot of things as far as still having Jin present in the game, but given it's 300 years after, the present storyline obviously won't have him there. I will also say, as far as the release of this game, this does seem to be reiterated that this game will be coming out in 2025, Yotei that is. This is one of those games that I feel it would do them really good to avoid GTA 6. I think the GTA 6 thing is being a little bit overplayed. I saw somebody being like, oh, you know, the Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond Horizon has to make sure that it avoids GTA 6. Look, I think Legend of Heroes, the Legend of Heroes fan base is gonna play Legend of Heroes. That's a super hardcore audience and it's a niche franchise. Ghost of Yotei, on the other hand, is a big budget open world game that is going to have a gigantic marketing push, and it's going to target a similar audience that GTA would target as well. GTA is going to have the far bigger audience, but I think if GTA 6 and Ghost of Yotei came out within a week of one another, Ghost of Yotei would be impacted. I honestly think it would be great to get Yotei out sometime at the end of July, early August, much like Tsushima came out in early August. I just think there's no chance GTA 6 is going to come out in early August. It would give a big way to kick off that, like, gaming season of a lot of big games coming out and get Yotei out at a period where a lot of people are off from school. I always thought early August, July, that would be a good time to put out games, but, you know, I'm sure that the gaming publishers have done their research, and that's why a lot of games don't come out in that period, but I think Yotei coming out early August makes a lot of sense. Will it get shifted to September? Sure, I just think it would do, this is one of those instances where I do think it would do the game a lot of good to avoid GTA 6. I think GTA 6 would impact this game. Ultimately, I think if Yotei is good, people would just check out both, but, you know, there's only so much time in the day, and you don't want to put both games around the same time. It's really, you don't want to put Yotei around the same time as GTA. GTA is the juggernaut here. Yotei, as big of a game as it is, it's no GTA 6. Even though I personally am more excited for Yotei than GTA 6, I have to be realistic. GTA 6 is without a doubt the bigger game. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts. You can tell me, am I bugging out over Jin not being in the game? Are you excited for the game to shift to a new character? Interested to hear what you guys think, because, again, certainly I liked Jin more than most people. I feel that whenever I read online takes, Jin being a mediocre character seems to be one of the most prevalent takes that I see. But, again, that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.